Back in May of 1993, a bunch of my friends and I went to Tombstone. We called ourselves the Renegades, and we prided ourselves on solving all the mysteries of the Old West. Well, while we were there, one of my friends, one of the Renegades, was Jeff Morey, and he said, "Would you like to read the script of a new movie about Wyatt Earp?" Well, to be honest with you, I've always had the conceit that I could write probably the definitive script on Wyatt Earp, and so I said, yeah, I'd love to, but we went out drinking at the Crystal Palace, and of course our IQs were shooting through the roof, and we got back to the Tombstone boarding house, and Jeff said, if you're going to read that script, you got to read it tonight, because I'm leaving in the morning. And I said, well, can I read it in the morning? And he goes, no, you got to read it tonight. So I was a little irritated and a little smart, as you may know, and I got in bed, and I opened it up, and I was kind of bugged, and I read the first page, and I read the second page, and 120 pages later, I put it down and I said out loud to no one in particular, this is the best version of Wyatt Earp's life. And if they filmed this, it will be the best movie ever on Wyatt Earp. Okay, fast forward to June of '93, and I got the call from Jeff saying, would you like to visit the set? Well, unfortunately, I was doing a radio show. I had to get up at 4 in the morning and work till 9, and I got off and I bit the bullet and I drove down to Tucson, picked up Jeff, drove all the way out to Elgin where Red River's been filmed, a bunch of classic westerns, and they were filming out there this new movie called Tombstone. I remember going up the canyon, there was all these wires going up there, guys running all over the place, and the first thing that one of the crew members said to me, seeing my camera around my neck, he said, "No photos." About like that too. I said, yeah, okay, all right. So we go in there and we're watching this setup, and it's a cool setup. It shows the cowboys waiting, and they see the Earps come over a hill, and they have some altercation. They get off, and Wyatt Earp starts to box one of the guys. Well, I thought this is brilliant because Wyatt Earp really was a pugilist, and he refereed boxing matches. This is so cool. But then Kurt Russell stepped in and started doing it, and he starts doing the Hollywood thing. Pow, boom, bing. And Kevin Jarre, the director and the writer of the script, says, no, 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 no. And he goes back to the Queensberry rules of boxing. Well, Kurt never did do it that way, and so they took a break, and we were sitting up on a hill, and Kevin Jarre came up the hill and amazingly sat down right next to Jeff. They had been working on the script together, so they had a relationship. I'd never met him. And I looked over at him, and I looked down at my camera, and I leaned up and took a real quick picture. I wasn't supposed to take a picture on the set. Fast forward, 2 days later, Kevin Jarre was fired. They refilmed the movie, rewrote it. You're going to read about it in this issue. But I have been haunted ever since that moment by what if they'd filmed Kevin's version? What kind of a Western would that be?